I think it's safe to say I'm addicted to an Assassin's Creed game again, and honestly, it's been a long time since I've been able to say that. Ever since jumping into Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, I've just been telling myself 1 more hour, 20 more minutes, and then a few hours later, you know, there we are. We're literally now, I am about 15 to 20 hours into this game, and I've really not done any of the story in this game, but I'll explain more on that in a minute. But it's safe to say I really haven't had this feeling about Assassin's Creed game in years. Now, I'm one of those people who've played the original Black Flag and have put a lot of hours into it. Like, I went from the Xbox 360 version, completed that, tried to get all the achievements on that, then went onto the Xbox One, completed it again, then tried to get all the achievements on that. Spoiler alert, I didn't actually get all the achievements. I'm pretty sure there was like 1 or 2 achievements on the actual game, which just went like, I just can't be bothered doing this anymore. But, you know, I put a lot of hours into the original game. But when I heard Black Flag was getting a remake, like probably a lot of you, I was just basically like, is it needed? Like, it's not the oldest game in the franchise, yet it's probably one of the most beloved ones in the franchise. But, you know, I just looked at it and I went, okay, I'm excited for this, but, you know, I don't think we need it, to be honest. Black Flag still plays pretty well. I even tried it again a few months ago, you know, just to test how it actually played still. And it does play pretty good. But I just wanted to make a video, not an actual review yet, just to give my sort of impressions on this game. And just for context, I'm not one of those people who got the review copy for this game, unfortunately. Like, I've not been playing this game for weeks. I've been playing this since release day, hence why I've only put about 15 to 20 hours in this. Otherwise, I would be probably in the 100-hour mark. But yeah, I'll start off by saying this game is absolutely beautiful. Like I said, the original still looks great, and I don't think it needed a remake. But when I booted it up and seen this visuals for the first time, I thought, all right, you might have actually cooked a bit here, Ubisoft. Hold on. Bear in mind, I'm on the base PlayStation 5, by the way. This isn't a PlayStation 5 Pro. And my capture card probably doesn't do it justice because my capture card's also quite old. So, you know, it's this, but, you know, it looks better than this, is what I'm trying to say. It's still unmistakably Black Flag, but everything just looks more polished and more immersive, I want to say. If that's actually a thing you can say, it looks more immersive. Need to work on my words more. But no, like, everything does look better. The character models, yes, the character models do look better, but, you know, they also look a bit too good. Because they look like they've just been taking a shower. Bear in mind, this is in the pirate era where, you know, no one ever washes apart from if you go in the sea. So, you know, you're gonna look a bit rugged, but when you look at these characters and you look at them, how smooth and, like, clean and everything they look, you go, I like the look of these characters, don't get me wrong, but, you know, just put a bit of dirt on their face. You do walk around, you know, like, get dirt on you. Like, I actually like that. You're walking around, you see the back of your, like, your assassin's robes, they're getting dirt off the floor, this, that, and the other. I like that. But when you're in cutscenes and everything just looks, like, silky smooth, I don't dislike it, but, you know, it could have been a bit more rugged, so that pirate-esque, like. I'm not complaining, it just made me laugh when I looked at this and I thought, these are the cleanest pirates I've ever seen. But like I said, I actually do like the character models a lot. Some of them are, you know, not as good as the originals in my opinion, but most of them do look better, to be honest. So like I've said, I played the original game quite a lot, so when I first came into this game, straight away, I was noticing little things they've added, such as being able to swim underwater. As soon as you literally get into this game, spoilers, this is like the mildest spoiler you'll ever have. As soon as you get into the game, rather than just being washed up onto the beach, you know, you have like a little swimming segment before you actually get to the beach, and you basically get to discover that, oh, I can actually go underwater now. I mean, we've seen it in the trailers, but, you know, if you just come on this game and you look at it and go, okay, nice. There's a lot of little details within the story where, you know, they've just put like a 10-second segment or something in the game, and it's just like, okay, you've just expanded on something that really doesn't need to be expanded on, but I like what you've done here. Nothing's been completely rewritten, you know, they've just added little bits here and there to, like, flesh it out a bit more, I want to say. They're not massive game-changing things, but, you know, if you've played the original a few times, you'll probably be able to pick some of these up. I don't even think I picked them all up, and like I've said, I completed this game a few times. And speaking of new additions, they've actually added new content into this game as well, with new characters. I've only currently done one of these segments, and the segment I liked for the most part, but they do stand out a little. And I mean stand out a little because there's always that certain pose which I know a lot of people have said about, but when this pose literally hits you, you know, yeah, this is the new bit because, you know, Edward feels a bit different in this segment compared to the original game. You can tell, like, this is written, you know, more recently and, you know, it's not the original game. It's not bad, you know, but it's just like, Edward just feels like he's just a bit more too happy in this segment. He's not an unhappy character, don't get me wrong, but, you know, he just seems very jolly. It's like when you see it, you can't really unsee it. As soon as that pops up, you know, it's a new bit, it's a new bit. I'm also a fan of the little quirky things they've added into this game as well, like being able to get a pet. I was walking around and I just picked up a cat and, you know, now he's my companion. And speaking of pets, you can feed turtles on this game. As soon as I booted this game up and did like the first segment, I went, holy crap, I can feed this guy? Yeah, I enjoyed that part. You can do it with other animals as well, but you know, it's not every day you get to like feed a turtle. I think he's a turtle, or is he a tortoise? I don't know. Turtle. Tortoises are land animals, right? Turtles are the ones that go in the sea. I'm not really David Attenborough, so I don't really know the most amount of things about animals. But I don't know who in the studio just went, you know what we need in there to be able to feed turtles. Whoever you are, props off to you. Keep on doing what you're doing. Hopefully you're not one of the ones that they laid off. It's little details like this, it's making the world feel more alive. Literally, it is. I didn't even know I wanted these sort of things until I had them. But one of the best things about the original Black Flag by far is the exploration. Just setting sail on the Jackdaw, hopping island to island, you know. It was just so much fun. But with this game, it's even better because you don't have any of those load screens. You have load screens when you die and here and there, but you know, you're literally going to an island. I can just get off straight away. There's no load screen there. It just makes it feel more immersive and it just makes you want to go and explore more. It just feels like you're in the world and you're just not traversing between different places. The same thing without jumping out the Animus as well. You don't jump out the Animus in this game. I haven't done any Animus segments on this. I know there are certain Animus segments in this game, like glitches or something. I've seen people doing like a tiny bit of them. I'm yet to do one of them. I'm actually looking forward to doing them because I like the modern day Assassin's Creed. Yes, I'm one of those people. But, you know, it feels like each, like, sequence, for example, of the game is just, like, following on, like, into the story. I don't even realize I'm going on to another sequence unless the trophy pops and it goes, oh, you completed this sequence. The only way I really know I've continued in the sequences rather than the older games. You come out the Animus, you go in the Animus, you come out the Animus, you go in the Animus. Yeah. I didn't think I would like this because I used to like going out the Animus, but you know, I actually really do enjoy just, you know, being engaged in Edward's story more than I originally was because it's just literally like all flowing now. But yeah, with exploring everything, the visuals obviously help with this. But you know, with this game, because it's a remake and I've actually played the main story before, I did a lot on the original game. Don't get me wrong, I did a lot on the original game. I said I tried to max it out twice, so I've, you know, done all the Man of War friggin' ships that you had to take down in the corners of the actual map. I've done all the other things, you know, like trying to get pieces of armor, the collectibles, this, that, and the other on the original game. But I never really went exploring off and just did like some random ass stuff just to see what was there. And on this, I am, because I feel like I'm not rushing through the actual game. I feel like I'm actually, you know, not having to avoid spoilers for the story of this game. I can go on social media without being scared of someone spoiling the ending of this game. I've already experienced Edward's story. Yes, there's things added in there which, you know, you have to avoid here and there, but, you know, it's not like the majorest thing of Edward's story it's going to be ruined. I feel like I can just go at a slow pace on this game and actually go and explore and just do what I want. This is the second game this year where I felt like that sort of experience where I just want to go and see everything. It was earlier in the year with Crimson Desert. I had that. I only played that for about 50 or so hours. That is not a lot of hours for that game, by the way. For Crimson Desert, 50 hours is not a lot of hours. But with this game as well, because I love Assassin's Creed and I have always loved Assassin's Creed, been disappointed with some of the recent entries, and coming to this, I was like a bit skeptical. But now I'm playing this game and I'm experiencing it and I'm absolutely loving it. There are things here and there, you know, that are not great, but you know, it just makes me want to go and explore this world and just put so many hours into this. Like I said, if I actually got a review copy for this game, I would have been hundreds of hours deep into this, for sure. And I'm going to be hundreds of hours deep into this, for sure. It says something if I've only played the game for like 3 days and I put like 20 hours into it. For me, anyway, like, I don't really get as much time as I want to play games and bring videos out and, you know, this, that, and the other. But playing this has just been like, it's bringing me back to that Assassin's Creed era, which I absolutely used to love. So outside of the story and the exploring and discovering whatever else, one of the new things as well is the combat system. I don't mind it. I know a lot of people don't like it. There's a lot of people slating the combat. Even the ones that haven't even played this game are slating the combat. Ones that have played this game don't really like this combat, or they say, you know, it's okay. I think it's okay as well. I'm not saying it's the best combat we've had in Assassin's Creed. I'm not saying it's the worst. I think it's better in the RPG elements, and I wouldn't really say it's better in some of the older games, but, you know, I feel like they've tried to go in between to do something different with the combat, and I appreciate what they're doing. I actually don't mind the combat, like I said. It can get a bit repetitive. If you're literally just spamming one button, you can probably kill someone, but, you know, if you put some combos here and there, you know, like sweep their legs or kick them or, you know, use your grapple dart, it could be more fun. If you haven't played this game, don't slate it until you try it. That's what I'll say. But I like that they've tried to do something different. Now, speaking of combat, let's talk about the naval side of the combat as well. Because I don't have a frigging clue what you've done, Ubisoft, but I don't remember the naval on this being this hard at the start of the game, like, because the jackdaw is sinking all the time for me because I'm just dying from friggin' schooners or whatever ship else. Like, I'm going past the ship going, yeah, I can definitely take this guy. And then 10 minutes later, I'm like, what the hell has just happened? I'm sinking. I don't remember it being this hard at the start of the game in the last one. It might just be me, but I've gone and got some upgrades now. You know, I've done some forts here and there, and it does help. And I feel like it just drives you to go and do that more. I don't know if that's just my experience or it's an actual thing. They actually made it harder. They've added stuff as well, like they've added new cannons and, you know, different types of combat. When you actually get one of your companions, you know, the new story sort of missions, they join you on board, and the one I've just got now is to, like, you can, like, time your bracing properly so it takes less damage. Apparently when you unlock other characters as well, you can unlock more stuff for your ship to advance it even further. I'm looking forward to that. But so far, you know, yeah, it's been a bit tough for me at the moment, but, you know, I feel like I'm getting there now. The parkour system, I don't know what they've done with the parkour system either, but I feel like it's quite smooth. I don't know if it's just me. I've seen people slating the parkour system as well. I don't know how. I'm not playing on fidelity mode, by the way. I'm playing on performance mode. I tried it on fidelity mode. There are noticeable differences between fidelity and performance on the console, but I just like playing everything in 60 FPS. I'm not a PC gamer, so unfortunately, I would love to play this on PC. In performance mode, I feel like this is pretty smooth. Like, it's definitely better than the last few games we've had with parkour system. I played Shadows. I think Shadows was kind of going on the right track with the parkour system. It's not Unity type of degree. Don't get me wrong. It's not kind of Unity sort of parkour system, but, you know, there's elements there for it. There's definitely elements in there for it, and I'm glad, finally, they are going back in this route of doing this, rather than where I can just climb anything and everything on the RPG games. They've added a lot of new things into this game, and they've took a lot of them away as well. Annoyingly, some of the stuff they took away I do like. For example, where in the God's damn name, Ubisoft, is our Hidden Blade combat? I don't think we've had Hidden Blade combat since, you know, Assassin's Creed Rogue, I think was the last game we actually used this, which is basically over a decade years old now. Please, Ubisoft, if you're going to do anything next, please let me be able to wield hidden blades in combat just to feel more like an assassin. I used to absolutely love the hidden blade combat, and like I said, we haven't had it in freaking years. But like I said at the start of this video, I didn't want this to be a full-blown review. I do want to bring out a video later down the line, you know, a longer video after I played so many hours. Like I said, unfortunately, I wasn't one of those people who got a review copy, which I suppose you can look at me now and say, this guy might be honest because I'm not getting paid to do this, I suppose. But yeah, I just want to give my thoughts on this game and how much I'm enjoying it, and, you know, how I feel like we're going back in the right track of Assassin's Creed. This is actually making me look forward to further Assassin's Creed game, you know, Assassin's Creed Hex or whatever it's going to be called. I want to see what they cook up with that now. you know, like the last few games I've played Assassin's Creed, I've enjoyed them, but you know, I haven't really been excited for like Shadows that much. I got it on the day of release. I was like, yeah, this is kind of the same, pretty good, but you know. But if anything comes out like this again or better, then please, we are on the right track. We just need to continue this, and I do want some more remakes after this. Let me just say that if you can cook up number 1, 2, 3 in a remake, and maybe Rogue as well. Like, Rogue could easily be remade. It's the same engine. And also do Freedom Cry as well while you're there. If you've liked this video, please do drop me a like. I do appreciate it. If you're new here, please do consider subscribing. And if you do like Assassin's Creed, I actually brought out a ranking video of all the Assassin's Creeds before this game came out, if you want to check that out. And yeah, I do want to bring out another video for this, so keep an eye out for that one. There will be a longer video and a more in-depth video later, hopefully down in the week, or, you know, later down the line sometime. But yeah, that's all I want to say, and yeah, keep on enjoying Black Flag.